Hello, Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising. This is your astrology for 2017 and beyond. My name's Donna Page, and I want to thank you for joining me. 2017 shows that the energy is easier than the last several years for several reasons. The main reason being that Jupiter is taking center role in 9 out of the 13 planetary aspects with the outer planets, and Jupiter represents the planet of good luck, expansion, and opportunities. Jupiter will be playing a major role in your year, as will several other planets. We begin the year with Mercury retrograde. Now there's going to be 4 Mercury retrogrades. Three of them, they all start in earth signs. And the last one will be in a fire sign, but the places that Mercury retrograde, which is that rethink time, let me take a deep breath and catch up in this area of life, have to do with communications, with people that you're in relationships with, all kinds of people, and specifically friends. And each time Mercury goes retrograde, there will be an emphasis on communication with partners, with people that you just have to deal with in life, and with friendships. Now, February is eclipse month. The first eclipse is February 10th, and this is highlighting a sector of your chart that has to do with your career and your inner well-being and whether or not you feel they are in balance. Do you have the career that you want? Your outer world. How are you known in the world? How much are you giving out to the world? Versus your retreat time and taking time out for yourself to nurture yourself. And having that inner and outer balance, whatever you want to fine tune that as. Now, on the 26th of February, that solar eclipse, so first we have the full moon, the lunar eclipse, and the solar eclipse directly relates back to a solar eclipse September 1st. It's in Pisces. It is in your house of romance and love affairs. So it highlights romantic relationships. Now maybe you have your relationship all tied up. It's no big deal. Then it's about love in your life, having things in your life that you love. This is generally considered what we love to do, such as our hobbies. Sometimes it's hanging out with, younger people, kids. Sometimes it is just having a friend to go do something that you really enjoy doing. Sometimes it's being very creative. Well, it is about opening up your creativity. March and April are probably the most hectic months of the year. They are planetary wise. And you can find that things happen in March and April. March begins with an exact Uranus-Jupiter opposition. This energy already started at the end of 2015 and comes up around again March 2nd. And it is about expanding your meditation practice, your spiritual practice, and making changes in your daily life. Could be your work. Now Jupiter is in Libra and it's behind your sign. This is the year for you to do something in terms that you feel compelled to do that has to do with developing your spirituality, whatever that means for you. That will bring you more self-awareness. And this March energy can be an aha moment of what that could be for you. There might be a retreat to go to. There might be a change in your job or your hours or something where you're just making different adjustments. Then also in March, Venus goes retrograde on March 5th. And Venus retrograde in Aries is in the same house that Uranus is in, which is your daily routines. So that in your work that you have to do in order to obtain something more. Kind of sometimes it's stepping stone jobs or jobs that, they're not really using your gifts to the best of your ability. but it's a job. Now, that Venus retrograde there can be rethinking what you want to do about that, and rethinking. It's also about rethinking your health, whatever you do to stay healthy. Now, and then at the end of March, Jupiter connects with Pluto, your modern ruler. Jupiter-Pluto energy wants things big. It has to do with communication and learning, but it's also connected to that spiritual sector of the chart and connecting with your inner guidance, whatever you want to call that, mindfulness, awareness. And because of the nature of these aspects, okay, like you understand, there's a new moon, there's a full moon, those are phases. Every planet has a phase. Every planet has every two planets have a place where they're, at one point they were conjunct, just like a new moon, sun and moon together. And when they come in different combinations, they're angles that relate back to that new phase, just like new moon to full moon. The reason why I'm telling you this is because the new phase of Jupiter-Pluto, when it happened in your money house. And therefore, what it's saying to you, and it's a very subtle thing, but what it's saying is that if there's something you could get passionate about learning that's somehow connected with spiritual wisdom, in some way it's going to reflect back to the abundance factor in life and your financial factor, which is very important for you, astrologically speaking, because Saturn is moving through that part of your chart. Okay, so let's get back to the months. April, Mercury's retrograde. Once again, it's going retrograde in the house of partnerships. So this communication, rethinking of partnerships. And it just can be that you get back in touch with people you haven't heard from a while. Then Venus, which of course has been retrograde, will go direct. And it's going direct on the 15th. But it's going direct in Pisces. So she starts in Aries, goes back to Pisces in your house of romance. But she's connected with Saturn and Chiron, and what that means is that there may be a relationship where you felt it didn't work out the way you expected it to. There's still some residual resentment or healing to be done, so you can move forward when she goes direct. And another way, if that doesn't pertain to your personal situation, it can be healing within yourself around relationships, healing around what you want and what you don't want, and getting to a point where you can trust yourself to have deep, intimate, romantic, passionate relationships. Then that month of April, Saturn goes retrograde. It does every year, but it's strong. It just means there's a seriousness in April about getting things straight, getting things together. And because it's in your sector of abundance, money, that's another reminder. And Pluto goes retrograde, and whenever a planet goes retrograde or direct, it has more punch, it has more pizzazz, more focus. Pluto, your modern ruler, you can feel empowered at the end of April to get on track to make things happen. We move into May. May, the nodes of the lunar nodes, okay, and the eclipses follow the nodes. The lunar nodes go from Virgo, which has been in your house of friendships, your sector of your life of friendships. So reconnecting with friends, or understanding, like an intrinsic understanding of who to connect with and who not to connect with, and realigning yourself with that which you know. Now it's shifting into a Leo, and it's going into your sector of your chart that represents your work and being acknowledged for the work, what you want to be acknowledged for. And in May, there's an exact Saturn trine Uranus, which is very supportive for you, that if you've done, if you kind of like figured out this abundance factor and developed your talents that you have to give to the world, and make some adjustments in your your work, your routine of life, you know, getting up, doing this, doing that, everything that needs to be done for the bigger picture, things really start to flow for you. June, Jupiter goes direct, and the next place it stops or stations is in your sign, which is good, right? But between now and October 10th, when it's still in Libra, you can feel in June, the middle of June, that sense, especially June 9th it goes direct, that sense of desiring to develop yourself spiritually, to have spiritual practices, mindfulness, meditation, whatever you are drawn to that supports you. Then August time, we're back into the eclipse month. Mercury will be going retrograde again, retrograde in your house of friendships, so reconnecting with friends once more, rethinking friendships one more. And then that balance between work and inner life comes very strongly in August time. The lunar eclipse on the 7th can highlight, oh, do I have enough time for myself versus what I want to put out to the world? And then on the 21st, with the total solar eclipse, so it's extra potent, can bring something up about recognition in work and recognition within yourself, what you want to do in your career factor, your life journey. Now, September is another busy month. We have Mercury going direct from Leo, from a fire sign, so that's a sense of being inspired to be known, do something different around your work, or just, you know, putting more energy and effort into it. And I think our work really is our life. So, you know, because sometimes some of us just have a job to pay the bills, but then there's something we really want to be known for that we feel passionate about. So that can be more of where you're putting that effort and that illumination. And we have another Uranus-Jupiter opposition, so this energized moment of understanding the support you can get, what I call from the other side, from the spiritual perspective, from conscious awareness, being really rising above our human, you know, foibles that can trip us up in life, and seeing once again what type of needs are best for us in the daily factor of life. You know, if I do this every day, then what will it might not make a difference today, but what will it make a difference down the road? Then Pluto goes direct at the end of the month, again an empowerment time at the end of September. It reaches into that October 10th when Jupiter goes into your sign Scorpio. So if you've done that homework, then you will realize easier and more quickly when Jupiter is bringing you a genuine opportunity and not just sort of, you know, a little side thing that won't really come of it that is of deep depth and meaning to you. So Jupiter, October 10th, goes into your sign. It will be there for another 1 year. It spends approximately 1 year in every sign. November 11th, we have another exact Saturn trine Uranus, very helpful for the financial sector. Remember, Saturn is in Sagittarius, in this sector of your chart. This 2017 is the last year, okay? So it's saying that you really can start to feel the effects of whatever you have been doing to create more prosperity and abundance and freedom. Really, the key is freedom, so you don't feel bound or restricted or controlled because of money for this or money for not, you know, around money issues. Then we have December coming, the last of the Mercury retrogrades, but this one is in a fire sign, so it's very inspiring. Again, it's in Sagittarius, that last push towards rethinking your innate talents, the gifts that you have to the world that can impact more prosperity and abundance in your life, leads us to the 22nd. Saturn gone into Capricorn, which, you know, will Saturn has a 30-year cycle, right? Every 28, it takes 2.5 years to go through any sign. So it won't be back into your Sagittarius for 28 more years. So it's a big shift going into Capricorn. And furthermore, there's an aspect between Jupiter and Capricorn that represents releasing energy, releasing things from the past, and some of it has to do with expectations from relationships that maybe, that you just grew out of, or you just have a different viewpoint on. And this process, and it's a preparation for a major energy that's happening in 2020. So not only is it a preparation, like we had all these preparations at the end of 2016 for 2017. So the end of 2017 is a preparation not only for 2018, but these larger contexts when in 2020 there will be a major gathering between Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. So it's preparation for the next couple of years. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. And there is you probably know this, but there is a watch later button on the upper left-hand side of YouTube. And if you click that, then you'll be able to, when March or April come around again, it's like, oh, what did Donna say about this? Because I kind of remember she said it might be a lot of activity in those months. It'd be easy to find again. Thank you so much. Have a very happy New Year. Much joy and prosperity and health for you next year and beyond.